Lee Cronin's The Mummy, written and directed by Lee Cronin, the man behind Evil Dead Rise, which masterpiece of a movie. Stars Jack Reynor of Midsommar fame, Laia Costa of The Wheel of Time fame, May Calamawy, I think I'm probably saying her last name wrong, who is probably best known for Moon Knight, and Natalie Grace as Katie. Lee Cronin brings what he did with Evil Dead Rise and gives us an extremely different take on The Mummy. Each version of The Mummy has been very different, with Boris Karloff's 1932 film being straight horror for the time, and Brendan Fraser's 1999 film being more like action-adventure. Cronin made his version more of a slow burn that develops into full Evil Dead extreme horror. He himself has actually said and confirmed that this film is connected to the Evil Dead universe, which kind of makes sense considering how the ending plays out. There's a character that acts very much like a Deadite in actions, in movements, and in dialogue. Much like the Mummy films that came before it, though, and even Evil Dead, this very much involves ancient curses. And you can tell right away when Katie is found that her kidnapping was going to have to do with some kind of curse. So not too surprising there. But what was surprising, though, was the shocking ways that Katie acted once she is brought home, and Natalie Grace absolutely killed it in her performance. She gave us everything she had, and I applaud her big time. Though really quick on the whole bringing her home thing, I mean, she's been locked up in this 3,000 euro sarcophagus for 8 years, and it's very clear she's having some mental issues because she's been locked up in a dark sarcophagus. So I don't care what some Egyptian doctor says, like, oh, bring her home, that's the best thing for her. No, homegirl deserves, should be in, a psych ward to help her that way. That's not normal. But anyway, the makeup department, I also major applause for them as well. Her transformation from innocent little girl to total monster was just art. And as a lot of people have already mentioned, this movie does feature a lot of gross moments. And the makeup team, they portray those moments, and they just go above and beyond in portraying those moments. That's where I was going with that. There's a lot of practical effects being used in this movie, which I absolutely loved. The slow burn of the story can make the film seem like it's moving at a snail's pace, which hurts it. I feel anyway. I get wanting to portray Katie's transformation into pure, demonic evil in a gradual way, but there were moments I didn't think needed to be done, or needed to be shown, I guess. If they were cut, I think the film would have moved a little more smoothly and would not have felt so slow. I love a good slow burn. I really do, but the build-up here felt too slow, and it took me out of the film at times. The ending, while balls to the wall, batshit crazy Evil Dead-esque, it felt very stereotypical in the way everything was just resolved. I understand the need for a happy ending, but leaving things on a dark note would have fit the story way more than any happy ending could have. A few of the shocking moments were spoiled in the trailer too, which is disappointing. Much like the trailer for Evil Dead Rise spoiled the "Mommy's with the maggots now" line, this spoiled Katie's "It's fun to be dead" line to her grandmother. It took the emotional punch completely away. While it is a great line, and it still is a great line, and it is going to stick with me because it's a great line, if I had heard it for the first time while watching the movie and not in the trailer, I feel like it would have carried way more weight. It would have been more creepy. It would have been more shocking. But since I knew it was coming, I felt nothing at the time when Katie said it. Despite the cons of this movie, though, the film is a solid effort and a nice change of the overarching narrative of the character of the Mummy and the story. I give Lee Cronin's The Mummy a solid B. Thank you for watching Fatman Inc Horror. Leave a like if you enjoyed and a comment to discuss your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to see more reviews of horror movies new and old. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.